Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I'm Lisa Ackberry, your hair doctor, and I've missed you guys. I wasn't here last week. I got a little R&R. I did. I was so tired. And I think I talked to you guys about doing that. And let's see, this other side is a little okay. Yeah, I have to fix my throat. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys about getting some rest. But I'm back. But thank you so much, guys. I've got so many questions here. We are in the Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. Today we're going to talk about texture and hair type, because we get that so mixed up sometimes. And I think it's really important for us to understand that. But first, I'm going to get to some of our questions. We have a question, and I'm going to try to make these a little concise, because we have lots of things that you guys wanted to say to me. But this question from my subscriber, she wants to know, she's doing all these great things, and she wanted to know why her hair on the ends are dry. Okay, our ends become dry because our ends are the most porous, so it's very difficult for our ends to hold on to moisture. See, by the time that hair, see my hair, see it's past my shoulders. By the time your hair gets that long, it has been on your head for several years. And so wear, tear, just the shampoo and conditioning, all the touching, the manipulating the hair makes it very porous. So it's very hard to retain moisture. So it's very important for you to layer your products when that occurs. So you want to make sure, and you don't have to trim, you can trim or treat. Trimming is one way to get rid of it, but treating is the way I recommend, because most women with natural hair are not trying to wear any particular shape or style, other than we're trying to create shapes and styles the way we manipulate, whether we twist it or fro it. So we can really work with our hair without cutting our hair off. But if you want to cut for shape, then you can do that. But you want to layer your products. You start with your moisturizer, and I'm going to recommend a product I use called Moisture Plus, and you can go on my website and it's on there, and you just slide down the moisture, and you want forefinger and thumb, and you slide straight down the end. You see where I'm holding it? And you slide straight down that end, and then you want to take your oil. I have a product called Oil Sheen in a jar, and you want to slide that down the end, and then take both four fingers and thumbs on both hands, and then make sure you twist that hair on the ends, and of course you'll twist the entire section, and then you roll that up on your finger, and you tuck it in, so that that hair is, that little twist that you see on the end is sitting the whole time during the night, so that that soaks in. And when you get up in the morning, you can untwist it with a little oil on your fingers, and I can assure you it'll be a major difference. But you smooth it till it's ribbon smooth with the moisture and then the oil, and that should help. And this is, hi Lisa, I have a question. My hair is fine. I have trimmed a lot. Let's see. I am feeling that I have an imbalance between protein and moisture in my hair. I was wondering, is it okay to spray on protein and moisture on my hair? My hair is fine. I can stretch it a little bit. I think that's what she's saying. Oh, when she stretches it, it breaks. My ends are somewhat dry as well. And again, the same thing. She said it ranges from short to medium pieces. The same thing. When you start seeing that little chipping away of your hair, then you're probably dehydrated, and that's a big deal for many women, whether their hair is fine or medium. We're going to talk about that today on texture and type, and you just want to make sure you hydrate. You can spray protein and moisture on your hair, but the best way to do it is to deep condition, so that whatever the hair does not need in the way of protein residue, it will rinse clean away. That way the moisture levels have an opportunity to rise. If you over protein, you will dehydrate. Okay, the other question, thank you very much, it was a compliment. And this says, what are your thoughts on shampooing your hair in 4 sections, 1 section at a time? I think it's great for you if that works, because what I tell patients is to section for control. If you cannot control and shampoo your hair without sectioning it, then I think sectioning is great, because whatever's going to give you the most control, it's fine. So good for you. Okay, this next question I just love. How you I love playing with my hair. She said she loves how I lose concentration and start playing with my hair. I mean, because see, I'm looking in the camera, guys. You know, when you're doing your little videos, you think it, but my fro is doing everything, which I love. But anyways, it's just kind of like, let's push that hair back in place. Honestly, can you give me the load on detangling and why it's something we aren't supposed to do? I didn't say that you're not supposed to detangle. If your hair is tangled, you have to detangle. I'm saying you shouldn't have to detangle, because if you shampoo properly, if you condition properly, if you dress your hair properly, you won't have to tangle. You won't have to detangle, because there's no tangle. Don't create a tangle. There's no tangle to remove. If you say, well, now my hair is all curly, you're going to have a tangle. Well, if you look at my hair, when I take my fingers and thumb through it like this, and then I slide through it like that, I'm not tangled. And this is the way it'll be. Why? Because I dressed my hair for bed, and last night didn't feel like doing a lot, so I used 4 twists. 4, okay? So there are things you can do, but detangle, that's what I meant when I said that. Okay. Question. Oh my goodness. Hello, Lisa. I watched your videos every week and learn a lot. Great, I'm so happy. I must admit, I haven't seen my natural hair since the 70s. Wow, that was a big deal. We all had the big fro in the 70s. Those of us that were around, and I was one of them. Since then, the Jerry curl, in the 80s, perm in the 90s. Now, I'm in my 50s. Okay. And now I have gray and thinning around my hairline and crown. Can you speak about that? Okay, we devote a session on gray hair. We'll do that. We must do that. And I think we're going to talk about that in our next book. But let's see. She said natural hair for us gray sisters. What's your opinion on coloring gray hair? Because I don't like gray. Look on me. I don't really either. When my little white friends show up around here a little bit, I just say, okay, go home, and I cover them up. But yeah, let me just say this quickly. Use a semi-permanent deposit. Do not use a stain, and do not use a permanent color. Just a deposit. And some call them demi-colors, but make sure that they only have the 10 volume prompter and that they rinse clean from the hair. Make sure that you're careful to condition, shampoo and condition prior to putting it on, and after you put it on, shampoo again and condition after you rinse it away. And make sure you do the white towel test. Where you feeling that area, look at the towel. If you see any residue on it, then you need to shampoo and condition again. Okay? Alright, so let's see. And we will devote a show to that. Okay, it says, hi Dr. Ackberry, I've been using your hair shampooing, not washing, methods. I have fewer tangles. Yay! Woo! Now I need to deep condition my hair. Okay, there's just isn't any way around it. My hair is growing nicely, and I want to keep it healthy. By the way, I am really graying. Okay, guys, alright, we're graying. Okay, you're so right about the analogy of our hair and children. Lord knows that they can act up and we get frustrated, and that leads to us, they having more problems, but it's short. And that's true, because the thing is, guys, you just have to keep in mind that one, deep conditioning is really important because it keeps your hair strong. So when you go into battle, meaning you try certain styles, you have a little more elasticity, even though you want to be careful when you add color, when you do other things to your hair, use heated tools, then you have some strength there. But if you just use these protective styles, obtain some length, and not have healthy hair, you will just have length, and then eventually it will break away, or you'll always have to stay in some type of braid or protective style in order to get length, and that's just, that shouldn't have to happen. Okay, it says, and then with the gray, Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about gray. We've got to do a little bit more on gray. Thanks for your information. This is the next one. I really appreciate you. Okay, I'm going to try to get to all of these. I know that we're supposed to do a show today, but I really want to. Okay, it says, next question. Question. Okay, it says, I'm a black woman, but I do know some black women that have damaged their hair due to relaxers and weaves and need to regrow their hair. Do you know if Rogaine works for black hair? Rogaine helps with inner follicular activity to help stimulate that. It does not help with breakage, or it doesn't help with problems with weave, even traction problems. So it's not going to help the external follicular issues like the breakage and like the traction. It will help if your follicle is malfunctioning internally because of something going on within the system. So it's not going to help, and it only stimulates a small amount of growth. Yes, to answer your question, it can help with any type, but one of the key ingredients is minoxidil and the active ingredients, and so it's mixed best with alcohol, so we have to be careful with the dehydration. I think that some of the companies are doing something a little different. Upjohn was the original maker of Rogaine, and I think they're doing some different things other than alcohol. But the last research years ago that when I did research this, I knew that alcohol was one of the things that they mixed, one of the materials that they used to mix Rogaine, and it tends to dehydrate our scalp and hair. So you just want to be careful. First, have a hair and scalp analysis just to be sure you need something internal, or something to help with the internal follicular part of that follicle, instead of just putting things on just because it says that it can grow your hair. The analysis will let you know whether this is an external or internal. Okay, because sometimes there's just blockages around your follicle. All right, next question. It says, oh, I think she went on to, no, it's another one. Have to put my hair clean or wet into a quick style to run errands. No problem, no worries. I won't get to apply conditioner until later. Next day, slightly damp, completely air dry. Other times I'm just reading, kind of trying to read it quickly. I have rinsed conditioner out after sitting in the dryer and will style it to run out. I will go back to apply leave-in conditioner and moisturize hours later. Is that something I should avoid? Well, you know what? You can do the quick fix, and you could really avoid a lot of this. It sounds like you're busy. Oh, believe me, I understand. Busy. I'm a busy body. I work 12 to 14 hours a day. Oops. I think yesterday I may have worked 10 hours. Woo. Okay. But anyways, I can tell you right away that you can do a quick fix. Quick fix. We're going to shower anyway. Get in the shower. Rinse your body. Rinse your hair. Take your shampoo. Go under your hair. Massage. Slide down your hair with your fingers. Rinse. Put your conditioner on. Then finish your rinsing of your body, or one more lather of the body. Rinse the body. Rinse the hair. Wrap your head in a towel. Dry your body off. Out of the shower. Then you're ready to put your leave-in products on. And you may not get them on as thoroughly as you should, but you're talking, by the time you dry off, you've got enough excess water removed from your hair so that you can go through it quickly and put all of their, oops, my phone is on, I'm going to turn it off as soon as it stops ringing. You have enough excess water removed so you can put your leave-in products. Leave-in hair vitamins, condition, which is the one I recommend, moisturizer, seal with oil, and then you're all done. And that's a quick fix. And then put you a hairband like one of these scrunchies. I've done it before. Let me turn it off. There we go. See, you'll take this scrunchie, because what you're doing, you're putting your products on this way. Now, of course, you're not getting it in the center. And then once you do the 1, 2, 3, the leave-in conditioner, the moisturizer oil, this way you take your scrunchie, and you just, your giant scrunchie, I call it a head scrunchie. Ooh, look at your headband, it's kind of cute. Okay, and then you pull that up, and you want to kind of pull it up to where everything is really, you know how I'll do those little afro puffs, kind of, where it's not really little because I have so much hair. Oh, I got another hairstyle. I guess I got to pop my collar if I do that. Y'all know I love to pop my collar. Okay. Okay, you put it up this way, and then you're done. And so put some earrings on, put a little lipstick on, run your errands, come back, and take everything loose, and go ear to ear, front to back, and get all your product on. And you'll probably have to remist it with the vitamin, but that's great for you. You'll be fine, but quick fix. But you'll need to deep condition at least once a week. Okay, next question. It says, I want to ask my question again here because I am not sure it was overlooked. I'm so sorry. I have, okay. YouTube cussing me off after 500 characters. So, it said, God bless you for giving us, oh, she's complimenting me and I thank you. Is it crucial to go, her question is it crucial to go from applying one product to the other in a certain time frame? I will shampoo in the shower and sometimes, okay, I guess it'll be next one. Maybe I think it cut off. Okay, well, I guess she'll tell me on the next part. See, I don't see the rest, but she shampoos. But to answer your question, it is important to understand, once you've shampooed and conditioned your hair, you rinse your hair conditioner off. Depending on the state of health that your hair is in, that will determine whether or not you are actually going to be able to go without putting some kind of leave-in product on. Now, my hair is really healthy. I can shampoo and condition and I'll be okay just rinsing and putting my headband on and going. I don't recommend it because it's a little bit traumatic on the hair, especially if you're in a transition time or if it's a season that's really extreme, like extremely cold, especially that extremely cold or you're in a really dry area. When it's really humid, it's not as bad because humidity is actually not bad for our hair. It wreaks havoc on our hairstyle, but it's not really bad for our hair because it's moisture. Well, with that being said, I think that it's important to layer your products right afterwards so that when your hair completely dries, it doesn't dry out. So you're taking a risk and a chance, you know, when you don't, it's, you know, I don't know. I just think that you should definitely do that because it's a lot better. Okay, let's try to get into the book a little bit. See, well, I wanted to get your questions in because it was so important. You guys are so beautiful with these questions. It said I had 17 questions, but I don't read your comments and things, but I don't see all of them. Maybe it's show more. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now let's get down to hair texture and hair type. Let's talk about it. Okay. It says now, and I'm going to kind of read from my book because it keeps me organized. Now you know how I will drift, guys. I love you too. Okay. For years, black women have referred to the hair as a grade of hair. Ooh, hate that. Grading. We are not cows. We're not a grade of whatever. No. But I wonder if we really know what grade hair means. After working with women for all ages and looking at my own background, even I was not sure initially. I really wasn't. So I began to ask. I asked women to define the term grade of hair. And the answers I received were as follows. These are the most common answers. Grade of hair means the kind of hair you have. One lady said the grade of hair means how thick your hair is. The other one said it meant how good or bad your hair is. Ooh. The other one said it meant soft or hard. What grade of hair do you have? Is it a good or bad grade? Fine or thick grade? Soft or hard grade? What does all of this really mean? What does it mean, guys? Whatever we mean when we say grade of hair, it doesn't educate us on how to take care of our hair. And that's what we really need to get to, the bottom line. I have stopped using that term. I have. And I invite you to stop grading your own hair and grading others as well. Stop it. Here is real information that will empower you to become educated. Okay? Your hair strand has texture and type to it. Hair texture refers to the size of your strand. You may have fine hair, small strands, medium hair, average strands, or coarse hair, large strands. Fine strands. Let's talk about fine strands for a minute. Fine hair strands are very small in diameter. So texture of the hair deals with the size of your strand. So if you have fine hair, fine has fewer or smaller cuticle layers. Fine hair strands cannot tolerate a certain amount or as much pressured heat, or pressured heat really at all, from a curling iron, blow dryer, pressing comb, heat rollers. Fine hair will damage easier because it has fewer protective layers. Fine hair than coarse or medium hair. The smaller strand requires the least amount of maintenance products in order to manage it. This is why when you put oil on the hair or moisturizers, sometimes you'll say my hair is limp. Well, moistures and oils are products that they're called support products, which mean they have to rest on your cuticle layer. Your cuticle layer has to hold that product. So if you have fine hair, you have to glaze your hand and put a small amount, because other than that, you won't have any place for it to rest and it will become limp. Medium hair. Medium hair strands are average size and have medium quality of layers. That means they're a little bit thicker than fine, but not as thick as coarse, and can tolerate heat and chemicals better than fine hair. Although this is true, all hair strands burn after the temperature heat is greater than, can start 150, 300 max. So you must be careful not to overuse heated tools or chemicals. I recommend that you avoid pressured heat. Instead, try using something a little bit more indirect, like roller setting and sitting on a dryer. If you have relaxer, if you are wanting to straighten your hair, I'm going to really later on show you some tools on roller placement with natural hair, which is really important. And if you are going to use with natural hair, straighten your hair, then you need to use a heat protector. I have a product called Cool Down on my website. You would love it. Okay, coarse hair strands are larger of the three, and thicker and difficult to damage. This explains why many women feel that when their hair becomes damaged, it happens all of a sudden. Because coarse strands are larger, damage first occurs through all of those thick layers, and then it wears them down to thinning. It's a wearing down process of the strand. So you have to wear through that in order to get the hair to break. You have to get through the cuticle layers, and then the elasticity becomes poor and the hair breaks. Some women experience their strands thinning and no longer being coarse, and this is what I call a texture change. It's an unnatural texture change. So if you feel your hair and it's thinner on the ends than it is at the scalp, then you're having an unnatural texture change. It's nothing to do with internal, it's very external. All textures, fine, medium, coarse, can vary within one head. So you can have fine hair on the front, coarse hair in the crown, medium hair in the back. It can vary. And no matter what size your strand is, it can become damaged if you use improper amount of heat. That means over 150, 300 degrees. And chemically treating, harsh brushing, not detangling improperly, pulling. There's so many things that can happen. Hair type deals with whether the hair is kinky or straight. When we talk about type, you have straight hair, that's one type. You have kinky hair, there's a different type. Kinky hair, on the other hand, have many degrees. Straight hair, straight is straight. Once one little wave is in it, then it's no longer straight, it's now kinky. Now, kinky hair may have a degree of medium degree of kinkiness, slight degree of kinkiness, medium degree of kinkiness, or extreme degree of kinkiness. You guys have some numbers and letters, 4B and C and all these. I keep it simple: slight degree, medium degree, extreme degree of kinkiness. And that's it. Hair texture deals with the size of your strand. Hair type deals with the shape of your strand. Okay? We're going to talk about porosity and elasticity on our next show. I love you guys. To God be the glory in Jesus. I miss you, and I will be here next week on Ask the Hair Doctor. Keep those questions coming, and I'll see you next week right here. Bye-bye.